So welcome everybody to the Tuesday Q&A. Looks like we got some new people, some regular people that usually join around this time. I don't have any current topics to go over right now. If anybody is wondering about deposits from today, just saw an update. It looks like it had something to do with Stripe and the Federal Reserve and delayed of ACH payments, but some people may or may not already have those payments. I have gotten updates from other companies and they have gotten theirs. So it sounds like it's just a delayed deposit for today, but should be all corrected by tomorrow. With that, you guys are able to unmute yourselves. So let's just try to be conscious of other people and their questions. And, if you do have things to offer for other people that maybe I don't, feel free to jump in. No big deal. And yeah, so Dave, I'm assuming you got a question.
Yeah. So we were looking to, upgrade the system to the newest POS, and we're on an old legacy system. And I guess I have a few questions. Right off the top of the head. Is it by any chance a bilingual interface for Spanish?
Yep. Yeah, so we actually support all over the globe, multiple different languages. I think almost I won't say every language just because I don't know what all languages are out there, but if you're just looking for English, Spanish, even
Spanish.
French, yeah, we've got it all.
All right. And is that something that we could toggle like on and off real quick? So if I wanted to jump on, I could put it in English and all that.
Yeah. So just right from the home screen, there's a black box down the bottom right. Let me get one pulled up so you can at least see what it looks like.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
And Kathy, I'm going to use your instance because I see you and the crew are here.
What's up, Danny?
Okay,
No,
so you see my screen?
We're trying to get him
we
full
got
screen.
it,
Okay, now we get it.
Okay, yeah. So just down here in the bottom right, I actually can't see it, but down here in the bottom right, we see US English. You can click this and then you can do it based on station. So say your front counter, you want English, but then, maybe it's your detailing station that they want Spanish. You can do that. And then most of the things translate inside of Smart. So everything changed to, Spanish.
Okay.
And then I can just come back and change it to English.
Okay. All right.
My name's Danny. Danny and Dave are responsible for one laundromat, and Emmanuel here has another different laundromat. So we're working on a legacy system, the old Liberty system. It's not even on the internet, but it's actually running on Windows 10. So we're way behind the curve here. So I'm going to ask you like specific questions. Obviously, like the Liberty system, you have a login for each attendant and password.
Yeah.
Yep. A time chart.
Yes.
We can run reports on how many hours at the end of each week.
Yeah.
I know these are academic questions, but
no, that's okay. That's okay. And actually, I'll just give you a brief run through. I mean, it's super quick, but Smart comes with already defaulted reports. So in here, I mean, you might see a bunch of different ones. This is again a different an actual cleaners. They're in the Zoom meeting with us. So you can go through and customize, build custom reports that you want, or we build them as well. But down here we have time clock. So come in here and click time clock, and you can go through and see today's activities. Obviously, it doesn't look like they use our time clock, which is totally fine. A lot of people do that because our time clock is very basic. It's very basic in the sense of clock in and out. It's not generally used for in-depth time tracking, I would say. Maybe people have other words for it, but it's really just for the basics.
I mean, we used it for a long time, Tyler. We probably used it till about 6 years ago when we went to Bamboo, which had more HR features to it, but it was perfect. Like the staff would come in, they went right to the computer, they punched in their passcode or their badge, and it kept track of the time really well.
Okay, I had a question. There was a bug that you had in the Liberty system a while back. I actually got the bug fixed a number of years ago. When we have an employee that works after 12 o'clock, it couldn't track the time. Is that fixed in your SMRT system?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, this is Emmanuel. I'm from Colonial Springs Laundromat. We know each other, so we've been in this business for a while.
Yeah.
We have the actual. We're not on the SMRT system that you're looking at. We're in the previous legacy one, the one that's still online, but it's not. It's the Liberty POS. So that's one of the issues that we had. If somebody comes in and let's say we calculate payroll from Sunday to Saturday, but Saturday night they worked into Sunday morning, I would have to go back and edit that, make it 11:59 and take whatever, like additional hours over 12 o'clock to make it go into, like they came in earlier than they did just to kind of have a workaround on the system. Because otherwise, if you don't punch out by, let's say by Sunday, that would have been part of next week's payroll, which is a pain in the ass. It's like you have to kind of calculate these minutes and you're not really keeping accurate track of the actual time people punched in. So he's saying that's not an issue. So if I say we do payroll Sunday to Saturday and that Saturday night they punch out after 12 o'clock, that'll be incorporated in that bulk of the workday for Saturday. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. You can actually designate exactly what your so say if you do a weekly pay period, you can set, hey, we start on Sunday and we end on Saturday. You can set that so that way every Sunday morning or Saturday, whatever you want to say, it essentially closes that payroll or that time card.
Okay. Now I have we at some point, this is like it's a back burner issue for most people that run a business, right? So initially when you started looking at SMRT to like take over from the Liberty system, it was very let's say what do you call it, dry cleaning centric, right? So for example, for the work, so it didn't work for us at the time when we looked at it, because if somebody comes in, let's say they come in with 3 bags of laundry, we weigh each bag and that becomes a line item. So we have like 20 pounds plus another 10 pounds plus whatever. Back then the smart system wasn't able to account for that. It would be a line item for drop off, but it wouldn't. You would have to kind of manually calculate all the different bags, how much individually how much they weighed, and you expecting the store attendant to sit there and do the math of adding up all these things in pounds and ounces. That becomes like unmanageable. So how does this system now, I'm sure probably evolved since the time, and I'm talking about maybe 3 years ago that we looked at the system to see if you guys actually worked that out. So are you able to do like laundry drop off multiple bags as different line items?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Maybe you could, maybe if you have because you have the system in front of you, eventually maybe if you do a little demo, that would be very helpful to get an idea of what this thing looks like.
Yeah, so I guess my question would be, because you said that you're with a laundromat, do you actually have staff that are at a counter that are taking care of that stuff, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you're operational like a normal dry cleaner rather than
No, we're not dry. That's this whole thing. Not to do with dry cleaning. This is pure laundromats, and the people it's a drop-off service. You give me a bag full of dirty clothes, we weigh it, we charge by the pound, and the clothes get returned. So we don't care about shirts and starch and whatever, all these individual items. We don't do any of that stuff. It's just like, think of bulk laundry. And again, back in those days, the bulk laundry was an item, but you could only put one line item in there. You can't say, here's the second bag, here's the third bag. And
no, you could definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay, because initially that's what what stopped us from going to this, because it wasn't workable. That didn't make sense for us as a laundromat to go that route.
Yeah. So the way that and because I'm using somebody else's instance, I don't know if they have it set up that way. I don't think you guys are set up that way, Kathy.
We've got the subscription set up, and then we also
you guys don't do
fold. We do.
You don't do. Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
River might be able to tell you more about it, or Julie.
Yeah, as long as they use item types. So I'm just going to open up a test account. So here you have multiple different ways of doing it. Obviously, you guys, so you could do wash and fold and just type in the weight here, but then that only goes 1 bag per order, right? Now, I guess if somebody brought in 3 different bags and you wanted to weigh all the bags and put the total weight here, sure, you could do that.
But see, that's exactly what this wouldn't work for us, because so now let's go back. So there is can you, short of doing 3 different tickets, which makes no sense whatsoever, can you have 3 different line items for the weight? Because now you're asking an attendant, that makes whatever minimum wage, to sit there and calculate pounds and ounces and anytime you ask anybody to calculate anything, it's not gonna be a happy ending.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that was just an example. Yeah, so with this one, and it can be set up differently. Again, this is somebody's physical instance, so this is somebody's company. Um, but you can set it up to where they have multiple different types of wash and fold, so it's a 10-pound minimum for this.
Right.
And you can set it up and save, done. There's the first one.
Hmm.
Now I can go into adding a second one if they have another bag.
I see. Okay. And
Yeah,
it's kind of
so
similar to what we do. Yeah. And you have like a minimum wash and fold 10 pounds because, yeah, it makes
yeah.
sense. Okay, cool. And then that becomes another line item. Okay.
Yeah, yep. And then it'll all be separate line items based on however you're doing it.
Okay.
So what's the process? You need a special terminal because we just have an older PC running Windows 10. Do we need to buy a new device?
You probably should. I would recommend it. Windows 10 is, well, outdated now.
Yeah,
So
well,
Windows,
it's more than outdated. It's gone.
right? Yeah, exactly. So I would recommend it. It's better to just look ahead in the future and be prepared so that way you have a working, good, trusted piece of equipment, so you don't have to worry about that later down the line. It kind of depends. Do you guys already have a salesman?
Mm,
Well, let's give us a little bit more history. Okay, so Danny here he's still using the old standalone system. He's not even online. I use the Liberty system, which is cloud-based, obviously. I got a POS system with a scale, with like the touch screen, it processes credit cards and so on. So we're talking about two different scenarios. So now the question is, I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of import capabilities for the existing system to migrate to the new system. What's his upgrade path from a standalone system that maybe could be 20 years old and nobody's have looked at it, or developed anything for the data? So I'm assuming, how's the database structure going to be able to import those records into the new smart system if they decide to go that route?
Yeah, so essentially we'd have somebody go in and grab all the data, whether it's online, offline, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And okay, sorry, I was reading Kathy's note here. So what happens is essentially once you speak to a salesman, they put you in queue. If you are, hey, yep, I'm going to sign up with Smart, they'll give you the whole rundown of cost wise, how long it may take to go live, and then from there you'll be assigned a project manager. Project manager will go through and you'll probably do a couple calls with them so you guys can have all your questions answered and make sure that everything is set up the way that you want it and the way that your business runs. And then from there, once it gets to the data portion, somebody from our data team will then go into your computer if we need to, because it's not online, get into your computer, pull the data, and then import it. Obviously, yeah, exactly. So those guys, their specialty is mapping that data. So
how about training? What do you do for training?
yeah, so that would be all the project manager would help you guys with training, and they would train you up and get your staff good and comfortable, and then you guys would set up a go live date and go from there.
Is this the way the systems look? Is this the way the actual system looks, or is it more intuitive, like you have a home screen with icons on it, or is it just like this?
Yeah, so yeah, so clicking the smart button up in the top left takes you to the home screen. This is the home screen right here.
So if a customer comes in, and one of our employees wants to write up a ticket, is this what they're going to see before they start writing the ticket? This screen right here?
Yeah, yep. Your employee would. Yep, this would be employee facing.
Okay.
And then they would just click up in here. If you need to search the customer because you already have it, you can search them by name, phone number, address, whatever viable information you have. And then if obviously they aren't in the system, you can always add the customer, and you can set requirements as to what you require to have the customer become in your system.
So
Can a electronic scale be integrated into this?
Yes.
Okay.
now, right now we're doing external credit card processing. So we just put the pound, we weigh it, and then how does that work, Dave?
Meaning what? What's that?
When they process a credit card, we don't do it inside the system, we do it outside.
Yeah, so we use we have Chase, a little credit card terminal, and we don't run the credit cards through the Liberty POS system, we do that separately. Is this something that gets integrated? Or do we continue running with the same external credit card device that we've always used?
Yeah, so I guess that would be a decision for you guys to make. Obviously, we do support external processors. You do lose some functionality, as in if you were to go with Stripe. So if you were to go with inside processor, you would move to Stripe and get all new payment terminals and all of that. And you would be able to save cards on file and do auto pay functionality. Which essentially would be as soon as things are racked ready or they've been completed by production, as soon as they're on that rack, customer would get a notification saying, "Hey, your order's ready," and you have the ability to pay it with, like, you don't have to pay it, as in it would automatically be paid at that point. So
Okay, now for something like that, are there subscription costs for every?
Yes, there's always going to be price.
No, I mean, let's just say we use the credit card Stripe. That's an additional monthly cost on top of the general cloud service that we would have through you.
Yes, definitely.
So that's a good question. It's not a monthly fee. The only thing that you would have to do is it would automatically be pulled out before Stripe deposits to you. So they already calculate the fees that they would pull. They would pull those fees on a deposit basis. So it'd almost be daily. The only reason I say it's almost daily is because whenever it hits Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all get looped into Tuesday's deposit. As in Tuesday morning, you wake up to see Saturday, Sunday, Monday's payments.
Okay.
But that's something, if we decided we want to do, keep the external processing with that we're happy with now and just input the amount into your system, we could still start with that, and then if we wanted to migrate over.
100%. Yep, it would work the exact same way. Essentially, you'd run all your payments as a card offline. I don't know if it's still the same way in Liberty, but you just labeled as a card offline, put in the transaction amount, and then it would just essentially be for logging purposes for reports.
Now, the question would, because being on the Liberty system, I forgot the provider that you guys had. It was only one, and these guys are like ridiculous. The prices are like through the roof.
Stripe, it's called.
Not Stripe. I mean, Stripe, they use Stripe now, but before that, it was another one. I can't remember the carrier.
It was probably Clearant, maybe, or something like that.
Somebody else.
First American.
No. Jeez, I'm drawing a blank right now. And they just have this bogus, sort of chargebacks and everything else. It's like a terrible company to deal with. And you have to do the security sort of certifications every 3 months. It's a huge nightmare.
Yeah.
So how much of the, I mean, obviously you could choose different processors. You only use Stripe, or is it multiple? Can you have multiple choices to? And how much do these guys charge? How much is like overall? How much are the charges percentage wise between the terminal charges that they have and everything else? The way I look at the math of this is like, see how many what the expenses are for the charges divided by the total number of charges, then you come up with a number. With our number, it's probably close to 5%, which is ridiculous with the existing processor.
Yeah, so I could tell you what the default rate is. Obviously, everything would be found after you provide information as to what your business looks like for revenue. To Stripe, so that they could run rates for you. But the default rate, I believe, is 3% or 3.1% card. Let me pull it up.
That's through the system, not manual enter, right? Because that's usually more expensive.
Right. No. So actually, card being paid at the terminal is cheaper.
Right. That's what I mean. Not entering a card like a physical number. It's the terminal is cheaper.
Right. Exactly. Yep. So that would be it's 0.1% lower. So it would be 3.0%. And I could be slightly off of my numbers. I know it's around here. And then generally it's plus 20 cents per transaction for each methods. So it's either card present or card not present.
That's expensive.
And now the other question is, can you, within the system, because right now we don't have a good way to charge, let's say some customer wants to pay by credit card. Is there any way to add a credit card fee on top of the whole thing to give them a choice? Because with the existing smart system, it doesn't do a good job of that. You have to kind of upsell each individual item, and sometimes people don't tell us they want to pay by credit card until we kind of run the totals already. And then we would have to go back to every single transaction, kind of delete it, add a modifier to it, and then then it becomes a bitch because you have to kind of do this twice, and especially like 3 or 4 bags, then it becomes unmanageable. How do you guys handle the idea of like charging the customer if their option is to pay with credit card? How do you charge the whatever 3.5% credit card fee?
Yeah, of course. So we do have a setting that can be turned on to transfer all your total fees over to the customer. So the customer will just pay for the fees rather than you having to pay it up front before you get your deposit. So it's already built in, and you obviously you have to sign some legal documents so that way you can turn that setting on. Once you turn that setting on, it'll automate it for you.
So basically, it's going to be your total is going to be this if you pay by credit card versus it's going to be that by paying by cash. It's a different,
Right.
automatically
Yep.
adjusted.
And then obviously you would want to make sure that you are within the legal requirements of the state or the area that you're in, because I know that certain states have different laws and legislation for that. So,
Understood.
yeah.
Awesome. What else do I have there?
I had one question.
I got one.
If we want to see a full demo of I assume that you do have laundromats on the system, right?
If you're going to go with the laundromat, I would recommend looking into Bubble Pay. But that's for like your traditional, like just you have a bunch of laundromat or a bunch of washers, dryers, people come in, they pay by coin, like coin laundry type deals.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend looking into Bubble Pay for that process. It's not like this, it's different. Essentially, you hook up like well, I'll let them explain it. No need for me to go into it. But
I'm confused. You mean an entire different system?
yeah, Bubble Pay is a totally different system. We are partnered with them, but it's a different system.
They're doing this at the machine level, not POS.
Yeah, yeah, at the
You
machine.
already have your system. You're covered.
I don't need that.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, all
Sorry,
I need
yeah.
is POS.
I think Kathy wanted to ask a question. I feel like we're monopolizing all the time. So go ahead, please.
All good. All good.
And,
Yeah.
and mine is really, really quick.
Sure.
We are contracting with a company to do wholesale work for them.
Okay.
They would like to install SMRT into their system so that we can communicate. Do you have pricing structures for wholesale accounts that would take in dry cleaning?
Oh, that's a tough one, Kathy. I'll be transparent. We don't have a very good method of the kind of, I don't want to call them a third party, but this like external partnership. Really the one thing that we could do. So the area that comes in as an issue is whenever you're going to say, well, I don't want them to be able to see everything, but I want them to be able to do everything.
Okay, right.
And as you know, with SMRT, permission levels are very specific and they unlock specific things. So sure, we can create them a new store. You can download SMRT onto their computer. They can start detailing, but as soon as it comes to they want to see reports and things, that's when we have to start unlocking their permissions so that they can see financial data if that's what they want. But then that's where it unlocks to where they can see your whole business. So it's
further
tough.
discussion. Okay. And are they billed the same as that promotion you were running for single stores? Like, would their rate be $100 a month, or would it be nothing because they're coming off of ours?
They would be billed onto your bill. So if you are set at a contracted rate, whether you have an extra terminal available on your contract or not, if you don't, then it'll add an extra $100 to your contract.
Okay.
And then obviously if you have that extra terminal available, then it'll stay at that $75. So
okay. So if they wanted it, they would come off of ours. It would be $75 a month. That would be their cost. The big issue is what will unlock and what will be locked, and they'll be working off of our terminal. They won't be could they be their own dry cleaner and have their own system, but then they wouldn't communicate, right?
So yeah, right, exactly. That's where it gets tough. Like I said, we would generally you would want to create a new store for them under your instance.
Okay.
And then from there, that's when we get into the whole puzzle pieces of making sure that they can see what you want them to see.
Okay.
But they always, every time that we've had this, is that they always want to see more. Yeah.
Is there someone that you could reference, send me, and it doesn't have to be now, that is using that kind of system and had luck with it?
Ooh, Let me think about it.
Okay.
Let me
right.
see if there's somebody that I can think of.
And if I have more questions about lock and unlock, is there a contact person or a number that I could reach out to or an email?
Either you could email me or Mike.
Okay.
I would say that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Tyler. Thank you guys for letting me jump in.
No problem.
Of course.
Good luck.
I had
You can't
couple
go
more-
wrong going with Smart. I'm just going to say that.
Appreciate the vote of confidence. Thank you.
Yeah, he just lowered her rate. My question is a couple questions. If we want to see a more detailed view of what a laundromat would look like, making a ticket and all that, what do we have to speak to the salesman?
Yeah, they'll run you through a whole demo of the entire system just so you can see
Okay.
everything and ask questions, kind of like what you're doing now.
And who is that we contact?
So it depends, but essentially you're going to call our general sales line. Let me get that number real quick for you. And from there, they decide who is going to be your salesman. Because I know that they have some type of rotation they go off of. Here, I'll send it into chat as well. But that number is going to be 919-849-5500.
The Raleigh?
Yeah, yep. Everybody here at Smart is inside our Raleigh office here.
Nice.
I mean, we do have other, like I said, we have support all over the globe. So we have other offices, but the main hub is in Raleigh.
Right.
Okay, I had another question. Is there, in your system, is there a way when you finish a job, like a laundry, of flagging the ticket so it like texts the customer to tell them it's ready?
Yeah, yep, of course. So that would just be a general ready notification. Obviously, as long as you have the customer's phone number put on their contact, and they are allowed to send, obviously they have to be a cell phone. It can also be sent via email, but as soon as it's racked ready or racked to a specific location, and by racking I mean you have a scanner and you're just scanning the ticket saying, okay, it's on rack number 4, something like that. Or if you have shelves.
How does that happen physically? Do you have to have like a barcode on it? Because like our setup is like a bunch of tables. Think of then we have underneath those tables. That's all they're wrapped in plastic and wrapped ready to go. So everything is labeled. How do you specify that? Do you just kind of go into the ticket, say it's complete, and you enter a number of the table? Do you have like a scan of that specific location? How does that physically work through the system when you talk about racking it?
Yeah, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you guys will have tickets that are they're called assembly tickets. They'll follow the order essentially everywhere they go. And then so you'll have a storage barcode probably on your tables, on your shelves, whatever you have. And you can tape them down, whatever you want to do. But you would essentially just have a scanner. You would scan that barcode of the location, and then you would scan that order telling the system, hey, I've placed it at this location. And then it just keeps a log of that.
Since this is like web-based, do you guys have like any kind of specific app that will run on a phone that people could walk around and just kind of use the phone as a scan device?
Yeah, yep. We do have a mobile app or a delivery app. It does both. So you can walk around the store and rack the exact same way that you would as if you were at a counter.
Gotcha. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like that. So if let's just say the backup goes down for whatever reason, the POS fails, are there any type of backup systems that you recommend to have on the side? Like, is it like what happens if something goes down? How quickly can we get it back up again?
So the only time that we've had outages, they aren't even really outages. There are times where AWS, obviously the cloud server, has gone down or had a failure or something like that. And then it's obviously on AWS to get that back up. But in the meantime, for everybody who's using the system, there's an offline database portion of it that you can just select offline database and you can see your whole inventory. So that way you can at least walk around, print it out, and walk around and see what all you have, and you can still deliver the items to people.
Okay. All right. So if there's internet outage or anything like that, we could still run everything. I assume at that point, maybe just cash only, but
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would say cash only because essentially without internet, the POS will not work. At least our POS will not work.
Right.
Again, you'll have the offline database mode, which will just show you what your inventory is at that location that you're at.
How do you trigger that? You just open that up and it detects that it's not online. How do you logistically? Because normally, if you go like you try to click it to a link and it's dead, it's not even going to prompt you for authentication. So how does that
Yeah.
logistically? How does that work on your end?
Yes. So you would open up the app just like you would every day. Oh, I don't have internet. It would be up in the top left. It would say offline inventory or something like that. And you click that, and then it would give you a page that you can print that out, and or you can just view it on the computer. You don't even have to necessarily print it out.
Now, one other question along the lines of testing this stuff. I'm sure you could set up this up with sales, but do they have a way to have like a demo store that we could load onto an app just to get an idea what the app would look like on the physical like phone?
They should go over the physical app on the phone in their demo. I know that they have one, or they should have one at least, and they'll be able to go over that. But I don't know about getting you any like testing material at all. That would be something that they would have to work out.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is very good information.
How long is the downtime during the installation?
I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean, but you would essentially run everything the way that you would normally run it, your day-to-day operation until the day of saying, "Hey, I'm going to go live," and then you just switch to using our app. That's it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So unless if you're using totally new computers and things like that, either way, it's still just getting a computer, downloading Smart, and essentially just like a game, just hitting play. Like here we go.
Okay. Is this a touch screen for the main computer in the office where we do all the POS? Is this a touch screen, or we still use a mouse and click?
You could do either. It just depends on what type of equipment you buy. So if you buy a touchscreen, then you can touch the screen and use it. But
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of based on preference.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Any other questions, Dave?
I mean, I guess what's the upfront cost to put this together?
Yeah, I wouldn't have that
That's
information.
Like, do you sell
Yeah.
like a package? It's like, all right, here's the computer with
Yes.
software on it. Here's a
Yes.
touch screen and the scanner and like.
Yes, they do.
So what I'll tell you is try to think of Smart as an application that just sits on your phone, kind of like a Facebook or something.
Okay.
Whatever. So like you just download it and you can use it. Now is your data loaded into our app? That's another question. That would be, hey, do we have your instance set up in our cloud structure? Yes
I
or no?
understand.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
So what I'll do, Dave, is I'll get in touch with the sales guy and I'll arrange for a one-on-one, a one-on-two with him so we can go ask questions and see what the process is.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
What cleaner are you guys with?
We're Casablanca Laundromat,
Okay.
Long Island, and Emmanuel is
Colonial Springs Laundry.
Colonial Springs.
All right. I'll give him a heads up that you guys will be reaching out.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, maybe we can get a 2-for-1.
Well, yeah, I can't make any deals. I'll say that.
All right. Awesome.
All right. You have any more questions, Dave?
Yeah. Customer support, tech support. How does that work? Is that included?
Yeah. Yep. So actually, you don't pay for support. We do have hours. Our hours of operation are generally from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. But again, we do have people around the globe, so their hours are different, and they do have the ability to take so we have people that are in Europe, and they can take U.S. tickets. Now, obviously, they're focused on Europe stuff, so it depends on if they have downtime and things like that. But
Okay. All right. So for instance, if we had an issue, we needed to make, modifiers, but we don't know how to do it, like who we would be able to call and there's no problems. We don't have to sign up to any type of a support plan or anything like that.
yeah, 100%. Actually, let me show you our kind of our newest thing that we've been doing that has been really good. Let me just share my entire screen. Sorry, you're going to see yourself twice.
Yeah.
Okay, so here during the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time, you can come up here and click the support icon. It's going to open up this little chat window. And again, this is through Monday through Friday. Here, it's going to take you to a Zoom link, or sorry, a Google Meet link. So just like how we're talking, and one of our agents is sitting in this meeting live, and so I can click here and then join into the meeting and talk to them. Or you can dial this number, exact same place. It's going to take you to the exact same person, so you can talk to. We do have a normal phone number, normal line that you can call. Just if people are busy, it may say, "Hey, there's no agents available at this time. Press 2 to leave a call back," or something like that.
Okay.
And then you can also just put in a new ticket. So you can click in ticket, and you can just, hey, I don't have time to talk on a phone right now, but let me just ask my question. They'll get back to me.
Okay. All
So
right.
multiple options. You can also email us, and those all come into the exact same place.
Excellent. All right, cool.
All right, Tyler, thank you.
Of course.
One question, sorry.
Yeah.
So in the system, let's say, did you say that you do have laundromats on this system?
That's a tough question. Yes, there are laundromats. It's harder to come by though. I'll say that. We have more. Smart is more designated for dry cleaners, but the capability for really any type of store is there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
But I mean, if you are a strict like coin laundry type laundromat, I mean that's what I call them, laundromats. I would look at Bubble Pay. Again, we're partnered with them. They're like a brother company basically, but yeah,
Laundromats are not what they used to be.
right. Yeah, exactly.
No, we're not a coin laundromat. We don't even use coins.
Yeah, and that's what Bubble Pay gets away from.
Let's look into it. Yeah. All right.
Essentially, it has a kiosk that customers walk up to. They can touch it, use it, basically designate what washer they're using. But it sounds like you guys are a little bit different and kind of a hybrid.
No,
Yeah.
our is an attendant. We need an attendant there to manage this whole thing.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. You guys are kind of a hybrid. I can see that you guys. I think Smart will work for you guys regardless.
Yeah.
And I'm not a salesman, so everything that I'm saying, I'm just the head of support. So
Well, you are now.
no, nope.
All right.
So if I asked you, like, say, if we used it for a laundromat, some of the times we have people come in with a bag of laundry, and it could have like a king size comforter, which we charge additional money. Is there a way for the system to be set up that we could charge extra for certain things within a ticket?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for that case, I would set up a different item type that would be bag laundry, king comforter, something like that. But yeah, it's definitely customizable in that sense.
Okay. Well, then it's a laundromat system.
Yeah,
Customize to anything you want it to be. Right. Exactly. Okay.
All right, that's all I had.
Cool. All right, Tyler. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
All right,
appreciate it.
Dave,
Of course.
I'm going to get in touch with the salesperson, and I'm going to set something up that we can both see a demo and, I don't know, see if this works for us. Okay, Dave?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down. It's interesting. I like it.
All right, man. Thank you very much for your time.
Of course. Yeah, guys, not a problem.
All right. Well, again, thanks again. Have a great day.
You
Oh,
too. Thanks.
laundromats.
All right, Tyler. Thank you very much.
Yep. See ya.
Hey, Dale.
All right, Enrique, what's going on?
Hey, I just have a quick question. I know you're going to
Yeah.
wrap up this meeting, but where can I print out our price list for both of our stores? Can Smart do that from here? Could you
Yeah,
show
so it's a
me?
bit it's a bit difficult, right? Because there's a couple different methods, right? So you
I
could
knew it wasn't something so simple, and I was like, I kind of want to reach out to them because I know my team should just go to a computer, check the system, but sometimes for them it's just better to have a piece of paper, because some people are not, I mean,
yeah, let me get you guys pulled up real quick and I can show you. Okay, so obviously there's the price list right here that you can
Mhm.
pull up, but so some people don't know this, but this page is specific to if you have a price list designated to your store that you are currently out of.
Right.
So if you do have that, one quick way that you could do it is email it to yourself in a PDF. That's one way to do it. The other method would be to let us know if, so say you do check both your different stores and you're like, hey, my prices look the exact same. I mean, I can pull real quick report for you.
Mhm.
Just to
Mhm.
just so I can see what we're looking at here. Okay, so it does look like you have some different price lists.
Yeah, I don't
You've
even.
got base price list and you've got Steamer Press Seattle and then Seattle price list.
Yeah, we should only
Um,
have two. I don't know what those other. I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
yeah, so
Our customer
these,
base out there.
yeah, so price lists can be just strictly associated to customers, which they generally are. And so this is probably, so if we were to click on your account, let's see if it'll pull it up, right? So coming to your account and hitting prices here, somebody came in and changed a price.
Yeah, it
And
was
you can
most likely me.
scroll,
I'm the one. Yeah, yeah.
right?
I know exactly what you mean now. I understand what you mean by that. I
So
understand why those
then,
customers are there. I get it
yeah,
now.
exactly. So whenever people come in here and they change the price on the individual customer list instead of going to Seattle price list and changing it, then you get those customer prices.
Okay.
But in any case, the other way that people do it is coming to quote. I can't add a quote because I'm not in a station, but add a quote, and then you could choose the price list and get the prices that way. Um,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then the,
Yeah, I was trying to just figure out because again, I'm starting to have more literally notes all over our store, like
mhm,
structure where I'm like detailing is that we don't have any of that, you know? So it's a lot of it is kind of like verbal. And I was just discussing with my brother. I'm like, dude, the counter person should have like their tasks of especially specialized to us of like the way
mhm.
we detail what's important, what goes into what bin, and all of that because we're getting busier and like volume is picking up. And like, I guess this is just to give you more context, but I guess when it was just me and my brother, we could do all those tiny rolls. But now we're getting bigger where I'm like, okay, I should only do this throughout the day. This person should only do that. And then if they have the detailing aspect, the counter aspect, tasks that they have to do, as well as the assembling person, their task and how much they need to like basically pump out as well as the production. There's all the other tasks of production that needs to get done. Having the price list, having rows helps out a lot. I had another quick question because you touched it. Do you know? Could you check on our account? Because I don't know if my brother is still paying for this. Because if he is, if he doesn't use it, but I want to use it, and if it's not on, I just want to see how much it costs. How much is it to have the app on our phone? Because that can be used as a scanner, correct? Or like
Right, yeah. So that is the same amount as a station. So if, like I was telling Kathy, if you are set up on a contract and say you're set up for 10 stations,
could you
and you're only
check?
using,
Could you check how much? Because I know we have two stations. I know there's this station, and I know there's the Marysville station. And I know I hop on a lot on remote, meaning like I don't when I'm at home, I hop on remote. Does that make sense?
yeah, yep. I won't be able to see what you're contracted for. I can find out that information, but I would have to go into the office and check out. Looks like you're averaging three stations. Three stations you're
Oh,
using. Counter one, static assembly, and counter one, Greenwood.
yeah, yeah, that's right. That sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. So we don't have
So,
the phone, huh? And then the phone would be just another state. And how much is that? Like another $100 more, or
well,
like?
that's where it comes into depending on if you are a um, so you're averaging using three stations, but say you signed a contract originally for four, in anticipation for growing. Well, then you have one station available to you that can fall underneath that contracted rate. So then that would be $75. But say you sign a contract for three, then you are at your limit. You can add more stations. Just that's going to be a non-contract rate, which means that's going to be $100 per month.
Okay, okay. I understand now. I understand. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know that just because I also last week I was talking to Tony about even if it's for 1 month, we want to turn on marketing, because it's just worth it. So just adding all those things as well as with the route and structure. But thank you for letting me know that because we don't have it, but I feel like it would be, and essentially I know it would be me because my brother doesn't use it, and we don't have anybody else that really wants to like grow the route and really wants to go out there. So I know it would probably be me. Um, but thank
Yeah,
you again.
I would say if you are running a route, it's a very I would say it's a necessity to pair smart with routes and running it on the like you if you want to have accurate tracking and reporting and you want to actually know what you're reporting on and uh, you got to use the app
Yeah,
because
because you were showing me too, and I'm finally using a lot of this camera to take photos of how garments are coming in. But I think it was you that was showing me like you can take a photo when the garments are dropped off or where they
yeah,
are, and you could have it in the system. I think
yeah,
that's really good. You know, that's just like another level of like I don't know customers. It might not seem like it, but I don't know when you're dropping off stuff when you're not seeing them, it feels like it's a customer satisfaction of being like, oh, my
yeah,
stuff dropped off. It was secured. It was at this
yep,
time by So that's it on my end. But I just had those couple questions.
of course, yeah, not a problem.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yep. All right. Looks like we just got just about 10 minutes left. Uh, any other questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, what's going on?
Can you pull up one of our instances and I could give you an order number?
Yeah, make sure I got the right one.
Okay,
Get
so
this on my way. All right.
it's 26051-751.
Okay.
In the order notes, it says that it's the item originally belonging to Mike was transferred,
Yeah.
but the item didn't originally belong to Mike. And I wanted to know if there was a way to fix that or see. I'm not 99% sure I know who it belonged to, but I wanted to see if there was a way to actually see that.
Yeah. This is something that I reported probably about a month ago now. Is that it seems like it's giving you the right information, but then you look at it, you're like, well, it was originally it's showing me exactly who I transferred it to. So fortunately, I don't have a good way of doing it. I mean, the only thing that I could do is search this item type or this item. Oh, there you go. Steven.
That was the person I was pretty sure it belonged to.
Okay.
And I found
Okay.
it a different way. So that's interesting to know that that actually works that way. I did not try that because I was like, that I don't know. I figured that was too simple.
Yeah. No. That's totally fine. That was a shot in the dark. I've done it with other ones, and that's what worked. The other thing I think I did was obviously because you heat seal. So what it was, so which one did I check? Or is it all of these?
It's all of them.
395. So clicking 395, you can see the history, right? And so you could see the item or you could see the orders here.
Mhm.
And so I just searched these orders as well. So I'd be like, okay, this is the last one that it was on. Click here. Actually, I think that's the one that I'm on right now. Let me try that again. Yeah, so 922. Can check this one too. Probably going to show the exact same customer. Yeah,
Okay.
Stephen.
No, I found it in a completely backwards way going through like deliveries and stuff. So that's
Oh,
I didn't
I
even think
gotcha. I
of that.
gotcha.
So knowing that's a workaround is helpful.
Yeah, but yeah, that issue is reported, and I'll reiterate it that this is still causing headaches and confusion.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course. Sorry for the beginning of this Q&A. Didn't realize it was going to be more of a sales-oriented call. I was caught off guard by that, that's for sure. All good though. All right. Any other questions for me? All right. Well, I'll take that as a no. And as always, have a great rest of your week, and you know where to find me. Have a good one. Thanks.